My fiance's ex-wife sent me a strange Christmas present, and when I found out what it meant, I had to start hiring lawyers. 2 days ago, I received a package in the mail from my fiance's ex-wife, Katrina. Inside was a huge silver spoon set and a card that read, "You'll need these just like I did." And that was it. My fiance laughed it off and said she was just being dramatic. But something about it shook me. Like, what exactly does that mean? Just like I did? And why did he call her dramatic? How can a spoon be dramatic? I feel guilty about it, but I texted Katrina because I needed answers. I told her I appreciated the gift but found her note confusing. She replied with, "You'll understand after your first Christmas married to him." Naturally, I was even more confused. I tried everything to get answers. Forums, online queries, subtly asking my husband. Nothing worked until Christmas Day arrived. My husband's family came over as we were hosting. I set the table that morning using Katrina's spoons because I wanted to see if anyone would react. Maybe someone would finally tell me what they meant. My fiance walked into the dining room and completely froze like a deer in headlights. "What's wrong?" He shook his head. "Nothing. Just use the other spoon set instead." "Why?" "Just please," he said, his voice tight. That just made me more determined to use them. His mother arrived first around noon. She was carrying a casserole dish when she saw the spoons. The dish literally slipped from her hands and shattered on the floor. She put her hand over her mouth and stared at my fiance with shock and anger. "Why does she have those?" she asked directly, her voice shaking. "Katrina sent them to me," I said. "What are they?" She started crying, shaking her head and looking at my fiance. "He needs to tell you about these." "Tell me what?" I asked, completely lost. She turned to glare at my fiance, who practically pushed her toward the kitchen. More family members started arriving after that. His sister, his aunt and uncle, some cousins. Everybody who walked into the dining room and saw those spoons got this weird, uncomfortable look. People were whispering to each other and shooting looks at my fiance, who was avoiding everyone's eyes. His sister finally grabbed both of us and pulled us into the kitchen away from everyone. "Are you seriously not going to tell her?" she demanded. "Stay out of this," my fiance said. "Tell me what?" I practically yelled. His sister's face changed from anger to pity. "Those spoons are from Christmas 5 years ago." "Okay, what happened 5 years ago on Christmas?" I asked. She stared hard at my fiance. "You tell her right now or I'm calling Katrina." My fiance looked panicked for the first time. "You wouldn't do that." "Try me," his sister said coldly. "You have until dinner." "Then I'm telling her myself." She walked away, and my fiance just stood there staring at the floor, unable to look at me. When it was time to serve dinner, I picked up those big serving spoons. The entire room went completely silent. His mother said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Are you seriously not going to tell her?" My fiance suddenly slammed his hand down on the table. "Enough. All of you just stop." "Stop what?" I asked, still holding the spoons. "Someone needs to tell me what these are." His aunt spoke up from across the table. "Tell her what happened. She deserves to know what kind of man you really are." "What does she mean?" I looked at my fiance. "What is everyone talking about?" He wouldn't look at me. "Put the spoons down," he finally said quietly. "No," I yelled. "Tell me what they mean." That's when I noticed something I hadn't seen. There were small dents and scratches all over the spoon's handles. I held one up to the light and looked closer. They looked like impact marks, like something had been hitting them over and over. His mother saw me examining and burst into tears again. "Just tell her what you did. Why are these damaged?" I asked my fiance directly. The whole room was staring at him now. Every single person was on my side, not his. That's when his mother couldn't wait anymore. She stood up and through choked sobs started speaking. "Katrina lost her baby on Christmas Day 5 years ago." I was confused. "Okay, I knew that. So what?" His sister's voice was shaking with anger. "What you don't know is he wouldn't take her to the hospital. She was hemorrhaging on her bathroom floor, but he told her they had guests coming over. He made her come downstairs and host Christmas dinner while she was actively losing the baby." My fiance tried to interrupt. "It wasn't like." "Yes, it was," his mother screamed at him. "I watched that poor girl serve us food while she was dying inside and too scared to tell anyone what was happening. I felt like I was going to be sick. But what do these spoons have to do with that?" The only sound was my fiance gulping. His aunt spoke up quietly. After it was over, he wouldn't pay for Katrina to go to the hospital. He wouldn't let her have a funeral. She picked up one of the spoons. Her hand was shaking. Katrina had to bury their baby in the backyard. The room started spinning around me. He wouldn't even give her a shovel. She looked down at the rest of the spoons on the table. She used these exact spoons to dig her baby's grave in frozen December ground. I looked up at my fiance. "I'm pregnant." Full story on channel linked below.